Hey guys, James MCD Reviews here. I'm back after doing that thing where I make a couple big videos and then disappear for the rest of the month. I was actually on spring break with my girlfriend showing her the city and apartment hunting, but now I'm back for my monthly Ketchup review on all the movies I saw in March. Cyrano is adapted from the play of the same name and is directed by Joe Wright, and it was good. It was a grade A bummer, but it was good. Apparently the original story of Cyrano de Bergerac is very different from the movie, but I haven't seen the original so I can't compare. As good as it was though, it was kind of frustrating to watch. Like, most of these love triangle stories, there are so many obvious solutions that could have cost a lot fewer lives. The acting was fine, the music was decent, although some of the delivery on the songs were kind of strange. I'd give it a 3.5 out of 5. Dawg stars Channing Tatum and is an ex-army ranger tasked with delivering his fallen comrade's dog to his funeral. And in a world filled with overly sappy dog movies, this one is kinda solid. I mean, it's nothing groundbreaking, but it wasn't the worst movie I've had to sit through this year. It was a bit too long and had a couple of unnecessary detours, but it was still engaging enough. Tatum's connection with the dog is really sweet, and seeing him deal with his PTSD is genuinely kind of sad. Again, nothing amazing, but I'd give it a 3.5 out of 5. Speaking of Channing Tatum, The Lost City stars Channing Tatum, Sandra Bullock, and Daniel Radcliffe, and follows the adventures of a struggling writer and her cover model going on a hunt for the Lost City and the treasure that may or may not reside in it. But it turns out the real Lost City was the friends we made along the way. Not even exaggerating, that's pretty much how the movie goes. This movie was just boring. Because Daniel Radcliffe is the villain, I was writing a much darker movie in my head where Daniel Radcliffe kidnaps J.K. Rowling and tortures her for dragging the Harry Potter franchise through the mud. But I guess we'll see if we get that movie when Fantastic Beasts 3 comes out. The comedy was bad, the chemistry between our leads is non-existent, the green screening is really poorly hidden. 2 out of 5, just skip it. Worst Person in the World is a Norwegian film from director Joachim Trier, and it was pretty good. It admittedly took a bit for me to get into it, but after I did, I had a pretty solid time. The story was engaging, the cinematography was competent, the performances across the board were really well done. It was just a solid movie overall, and I'd give it a 4 out of 5. X is the newest film from Ty West, and to borrow a line from the trailer, is one goddamn fucked up horror picture. The best way I can describe this movie is Diet Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but that's kind of doing the film a disservice. Partly because there's nothing diet about this movie. There's more blood, death, and titties than I've seen in a movie in a while. Surprisingly, under all that graphic horror movie stuff, it had kind of a sweet story about enjoying what you have while you're young and the physical and emotional tolls of getting older. I did not expect to be getting choked up by Brittany Snow singing Landslide in a movie about porn stars getting murdered, but that's kind of why I love the movie. 4 out of 5, definitely worth a watch. And finally, Everything Everywhere All at Once is the new A24 movie directed by the Daniels, and I genuinely don't even know how to condense my thoughts into a quick summary. To put it into perspective, this is a movie where a version of a girl from an alternate universe is a professional wrestler who murders cops with dildos, and where the void at the end of the universe is an everything bagel. If that doesn't tell you how awesome this movie is, I don't know what will. The way this movie explains multiverses and how you can utilize skills from alternate versions of yourself is so creative and used to hilariously action-packed effect. The visuals are bombastic and over the top, the cast is stellar, the story kept me invested the whole time. The only thing keeping this movie from a perfect 5 out of 5 is that the pacing kinda starts to lull towards the second half, but I was still enjoying myself while watching it. But yeah, definitely check this movie out. I'd give it a 4.5 out of 5. I also watched the first episode of Moon Knight. I do plan on making a full TV log once all the episodes are out, but I thought this was a really strong start. It was really trippy, and I like Oscar Isaac as this character. I'm excited to see where the series goes. And that does it for this month's Ketchup review. Let me know in the comments what you watched this month. Check out my reviews for The Batman and Turning Red, and stay tuned for more videos coming soon.